Took you guys outside. I want to show you up close what we're doing. We're basically drilling an inch and a half, about an inch, inch and a half hole into the tree with this drill bit. I put this plastic tube on the bit to restrict the drill from drilling too far into the tree. From there, I'm going to be placing a plastic tap into the tree, like so, tapping it in with a mallet. And from there, I just get my drop line, which has a special connection that pops right in there. And I will leave the tree like that. And now when sap flows, it'll flow down the line into my collection tank. We are trying to tap into the sap wood of a tree, which is the first about inch into the bark, inch and a half. 2.5 foot long tube is what I call a drop line. It's what connects several trees together on one tube that flows down into the collection tank. Alright, so to tap a tree, you drill into the tree about an inch, inch and a half to get into the sapwood, which is where the sap will be flowing up and down the tree. I put a plastic tube on this drill bit to restrict it from going into the tree for more than an inch. You want to go at kind of an upward angle. North side is always the best side of the tree to get sap. Here we go. From here, you'll put a plastic tap in. Alright, so after tapping the spigot into the tree a little bit, you can see it's dripping very, very quickly. You take a small tube, and this is called a drop line. And you simply plug it in. Now the sap will run down the drop line to what I call a road. These roads connect to one main line that I like to refer to as a highway. Alright, so many drop lines are attached to this one road, and that's this line right here. You can see it goes all the way up the hill, and on this road right here, there's probably about 25 trees attached. You see they go all the way up the mountain. And this road, I'll show you where it connects to what I call the highway or the main line. So here's the road, and it's coming into the highway or the main line. It's a 1-inch hard plastic tube, and it's installed by taking a wire, 12-gauge wire, stretching it between 2 points or multiple points, and then hanging the black tube up, and you get these ties that twist on. You put them every foot or so, and that keeps the line really straight. But this is the connector that connects the road to the highway. And this goes directly into a collection tank. Alright, so here I have two main lines going right into a collection tank. The collection tank, I believe, is 125 gallons. You can see it's almost halfway full. I'm at the tail end of the season here, but that should give me at least a couple gallons of syrup. I have 3 of these collection tanks along my route, but this is the end right here. So this is the spout coming off of the collection tank. This right here is a 1-inch quick coupling, and it works by taking the male end and clamping it down like this. This is a good connection right here. Everything is pumped up into this massive storage tank. This is at the top of the hill, right next to my sugar shack. And from here, I'll just pump it into a 65-gallon plastic holding tank in the sugar shack and boil it from here. But this is the top of the hill and where I collect all of the sap from those buckets at the bottom of the trail. This is the sugar shack. This is the H2O boiler. Right now I'm pumping everything up to my reserve tank up here. This is what automatically feeds the boiler, so I always like to keep it stocked. It's a 65-gallon tank. So it's filling up with sap, and there's a hose that runs down and it's hooked directly into the boiler. It automatically feeds the boiler, so whenever it needs more sap, it keeps a high level. You can see there's a little bit of sap left from boiling. This is boiling the sap. It's pretty simple. You load the furnace full of wood, you boil until your gauge on the thermometer reads a specific temperature. And there's a couple other methods, like if the syrup sheets off the spatula. But basically, the sap feeds on this end over here. It makes its way through the channels, and finally, you draw it off when it's syrup. I like to take this and finish it off on the kitchen stove. That way I can get the precise temperature.